What's up guys, Elite TVMan here. Today we're diving into one of the biggest questions in the Skibidi Toilet community: will the Detainer Titan return in episode 80? Based on the past appearances and patterns, I think the answer is a strong yes. Let's break it down. The Detainer first showed up in episode 60, making a huge impact by holding down massive enemies so the cameraman could finish them off. Then, exactly 10 episodes later, in episode 70, the Detainer appeared again, reinforcing the idea that this Titan is deployed during major turning points in the war. So, we're already seeing a clear pattern: episode 60, episode 70, and logically, episode 80 should be its next big return. The Detainer isn't just another Titan. It has a unique role, restraining and disabling the biggest threats that even the upgraded cameramen struggle against. Whenever it shows up, it's during a battle where normal Titans would be overwhelmed. That means it's not a regular soldier, it's a trump card. The creators seem to be saving it for those milestone episodes where the stakes are at their highest. If we follow the series pacing, episode 80 is going to be a massive escalation. In the last few episodes, we've seen the Skibidi Toilets evolving with new abilities, like fusion forms and chain-based attacks. These are exactly the kind of enemies that require the Detainer's unique power to lock them down. So not only does the pattern line up, but the story actually needs the Detainer right now. If the Detainer does show up in episode 80, it could also be the beginning of a bigger cycle. Maybe we'll see it every 10 episodes, like a recurring trump card. That sets up episode 90 and episode 100 for even bigger moments. But at the same time, we should keep an eye out for whether the Detainer gets damaged or even upgraded, because the creator might want to keep surprising us. Let's not forget what happened in episode 72, part 2. During the battle between G-Man and the Detainer, we saw Titan Speakerman arrive to help turn the tide. This shows that the Detainer doesn't just appear alone, it's often paired with another Titan in a major fight. If episode 80 follows the same formula, we could see the Detainer teaming up again, but this time with Titan Speakerman 3.0. Right now, the cameraman Titans have been carrying most of the fights, but the Speakermen have been missing in action for a while. Episode 80 could be the perfect comeback moment for Titan Speakerman 3.0. His upgraded form would balance the battlefield alongside the Detainer. One Titan restrains enemies, while the other delivers massive damage. Together, that's a combo we haven't seen since the earlier peak battles, and it makes sense to bring it back when the stakes are higher than ever. We also have to look at the upgrade patterns. Around every 10 episodes, we don't just see big fights, we also see new upgrades or evolutions for the major Titans. Titan Cameraman got his upgrades around episode 50. The Detainer appeared at 60 and 70. So for episode 80, an upgrade to Titan Speakerman feels almost guaranteed. Titan Speakerman 3.0 showing up alongside the Detainer would fit perfectly into this cycle of escalation. Finally, the creator has been hinting that the Skibidi Toilets are reaching a whole new level of power. If we're heading toward episode 100 as a massive finale arc, then episode 80 needs to set the stage with multiple trump cards returning. The Detainer is one of them, but Titan Speakerman 3.0 could be the other. Their teamwork would show the alliance is getting serious again, giving fans the hype comeback moment we've been waiting for. One of the biggest pieces of evidence we can't ignore is that Boom himself confirmed Skibidi Toilet will have over 100 episodes. This is huge, because it tells us the current arc isn't even the final showdown. We're still in the build-up phase. That means episode 80 won't be the end of the Detainer story, it'll just be another stepping stone. The creator has to keep raising the stakes, and the Detainer is a perfect way to mark those milestone moments. If we look at the pacing of the series, episode 60, 70, and most likely 80 are like checkpoints, each one escalating the war. With more than 20 episodes still to go, the Detainer's appearances seem to act like anchor points, showing us when the battle shifts into a new phase. So episode 80 could be the transition episode that sets up the final arc toward episode 100, with the Detainer once again proving its role as a strategic weapon. Another thing to think about is the symbolism. The Detainer doesn't just fight, it holds down enemies, buying time for others to win. In a way, that represents the resistance itself. They can't destroy the Skibidi Toilets alone, but they can stall and push forward long enough for their allies to evolve. If the series is building toward its climax, the Detainer returning in episode 80 could symbolize the Resistance holding the line before the final war begins. And of course, Titan Speakerman 3.0 ties directly into this bigger picture. Titan Cameraman has had multiple upgrades, but the Speakerman haven't had their big moment in a long time. Episode 80 could finally fix that. Imagine the hype if the Detainer restrains a new Mega Skibidi while Titan Speakerman 3.0 lands the finishing blow. It would be the perfect setup to remind fans that the Speakermen are still vital, before the show charges into its final 20 episodes. Let's get into another huge clue, Astro Duke. The fuck? Boom himself has already confirmed that Astro Duke is going to show up before episode 90. That means episode 80 is one of the most likely places for his debut. Remember, Boom loves to save new characters for milestone episodes. Just like how episode 60 introduced the Detainer, episode 80 could be the stage where Astro Duke finally arrives. So why does Astro Duke matter? The Resistance is facing enemies that are stronger and more unpredictable than ever. The Cameramen and Titans are powerful, but they're struggling against advanced Skibidi forms like fusion toilets and chain users. Astro Duke is hyped up as a next-level warrior, probably with abilities that go beyond just brute strength. Episode 80 could be the perfect moment to drop him in, showing that the Resistance is expanding into cosmic-level fighters. We also can't ignore Astro Duchess. She's already been teased as a new development in the Astro Unit storyline, and characters like her are rarely introduced without a bigger payoff down the road. If Astro Duchess is the setup, then Astro Duke is the payoff. Episode 80 could reveal how these two characters connect. Maybe Astro Duchess introduces him, or maybe she unlocks her next form right before Astro Duke makes his dramatic entrance. If we look back at the Titan Speakerman arc, he didn't just appear once, he kept coming back with upgrades to stay relevant. The Astro units seem to be following a similar path. Astro Duchess might represent the upgrade phase of the Astro line, preparing the stage for Astro Duke's arrival. Just like Titan Speakerman 3.0 is expected to return in episode 80, Astro Duke could appear to balance the power dynamic and show that the Resistance is building multiple trump cards, not just one. Finally, think about the big picture. With over 100 episodes confirmed, Boom needs to introduce characters who will matter all the way to the finale. That's why Astro Duke and Astro Duchess are so important. They're not one-off fighters, they're going to carry weight in the final war. Episode 80 could show their first true team-up with the Cameramen and Titans, proving that the Resistance is now more united, more diverse, and more powerful than ever. So let's put all of this together. Episode 80 isn't just another battle. It's shaping up to be the perfect storm, the Detainer making its return, Titan Speakerman upgraded to 3.0, and the possible debut of Astro Duke alongside the developing Astro Duchess storyline. With Boom confirming the series will have over 100 episodes, these characters aren't just hype cameos, they're pieces of the long-term strategy leading us to episode 100 and beyond. The Resistance is leveling up, and episode 80 could be remembered as the point where everything changed.